Hey there, I'm Jeff with CreditCards.com. Today we're talking about credit cards for people with good credit. Now, good credit, at least as defined by FICO, is a 670 to a 739, and that should be about 20% of Americans. And very good credit is a 740 to a 799. So you can see the scores here on the screen. If you hear somebody talking about, they have excellent credit, that's usually very good credit and above, so anything above a 740. Now, if you switch over to VantageScore, again here on the screen, that's the other major credit scoring company. Good credit is a 661 to a 780. Now, typically good credit is enough to get you access to a lot of the premium credit cards out there. We see a lot of issuers bundle good and excellent credit together. That said, all issuers are different, all the credit cards are different. Just because you have good credit doesn't mean you're guaranteed to get access to whatever credit card you want. But usually if you're in the good range, that's a positive situation and you should get access to a lot of the better credit cards out there. If you're at the lower end of the good range, closer to fair, you might have a more troublesome time and you might apply for a card that's kind of an easier one to attain only because you don't want to be denied. You don't want to have the negative hit to your credit by applying to a credit card and then being denied. So if you are on the lower end of the good range, you might want to be a little bit more selective if you're just above fair credit. And you can always check out our card match tool that's on our website to see if there are any special offers for you. I'll link that in the video description if you're watching on YouTube, or if you're on our website, you can easily find the card match tool. You can alternatively go to our guide to the best credit cards for people with good credit. I know we spent a lot of time putting that together, and it goes through a bunch of different credit cards for people in different scenarios. If you have good credit, whether it's at the lower end of the range or the higher end of the range. And again, if you're on YouTube, that's down below in the description. And our website, it's easy to find that guide. Now, as for what good credit will get you in terms of a credit card, it is kind of a big step up from the credit cards for people with fair credit. Typically you'll get a larger sign-up bonus, better rewards, more ancillary perks. So the credit cards really transform themselves from being a way to stretch your payables or build credit to being a way to make a little bit back on each transaction, to build up a mound of points or miles or cash back, and eventually redeem for a bunch of gift cards or a big trip. Me, for example, I use my credit card just like I would cash. So if any establishment takes a credit card, I use my credit card. I want to take advantage of the security features, and I also want the rewards. Because if you think about it, let's say you spend $100 when you go grocery shopping. If you have a credit card that pays you 2% back on all transactions, you're not really spending $100 at the grocery store because you're getting 2% back. So you're almost like spending $98. So I try to use my credit card wherever I can, and a lot of these better credit cards require at least good credit. On top of that, they will usually come with ancillary perks like I mentioned before. You get things like, possibly baggage insurance or trip cancellation and interruption insurance, return protection, all sorts of other things you can look for in a credit card. And that's on top of the fact that if you have good credit, generally your interest rate is lower and your credit limit is higher. And so those two things can really help you financially. They can give you a little bit more flexibility if you have to finance a larger emergency purchase or something like that. And of course, having a higher credit limit can help you just mathematically with your credit utilization. So the lower your credit utilization, generally the higher your credit score, or it's a positive impact on your credit score. So if you think about it, if you only have one credit card, the credit utilization is how much the balance is on the card divided by your credit limit. So the higher your credit limit, the lower your utilization. And remember, carrying a balance on your credit card is one of the single most expensive ways to borrow money. So if you can avoid it, you want to do it not only because it helps your credit or can help your credit, but because it's expensive to borrow with a credit card. I mean, yeah, your interest rate might be 20% if you have good credit and 25% if you have fair credit. I'd rather have the 20% interest rate, but I'd rather have neither one of them because it's really expensive to borrow on a credit card. So if you can avoid it, do not carry a balance on your credit card. So that's just a quick overview of some things to consider if you have good credit and you're applying for a credit card. There's a lot more information on our website. Make sure to check out our guide to the best credit cards for good credit. Have a great day.